If you're anything like me and super swamped during the week and are just looking for an easy to make delicious meal to put on the table, then look no further than this Pomodoro sauce. It's homemade. I'm gonna toss it up with some pasta. It's delicious and I know you're gonna love it. What's up, my Comey? Chef Billy Parisi here, where I teach you techniques and recipes so that you can make absolutely anything from scratch. I'm gonna show you how to make a Pomodoro sauce. It's incredibly classic, delicious. I'm gonna show you how to do it with fresh tomatoes and canned tomatoes, just in case you're short on time or you're watching this video and we're out of season for fresh tomatoes. Pomodoro literally translates from Italian to English as tomato, so we're gonna start right there. I'm gonna be using some vine-ripe tomatoes, or you can absolutely use some Romas, some heirlooms, or whatever you have that's organic and fresh. If you got them from a farmer's market or your backyard, even better. What we need to do is peel these tomatoes just like we did in the steak pizzaiola recipe. So what I'm gonna do is take them right off the vine. Then using a knife, go ahead and cut the core out. Be very careful here, don't go too deep. Preserve as much of the tomato as possible. We're gonna flip it over and then slash an X right into the bottom. This is just gonna help it so that it peels. Now go ahead and throw it into a basket or right into some boiling water. I'm gonna take that basket over to that hot water. We're gonna cook it for only 30 to 45 seconds. You'll see the peeling start to pull away from the tomato. You know this is perfect when it gets to this consistency. Let's go ahead and take them right out of the water. We are going directly to a huge tub of chilled ice water. That's right, it's also known as an ice bath. Go ahead and shock them in there. This is so they're nice and cool because we're gonna be handling them with our hands. After about 2 to 3 minutes, let's go ahead and take some of those tomatoes out. You may need a knife to peel them, or if the peel comes right off the tomato, even better, my friends. Go ahead and set them to the side and then just repeat the process until all the tomatoes have been peeled. Unlike that steak pizzaiola recipe, what I am going to do is not seed them. I'm gonna need as much juice as possible to make this Pomodoro sauce. So go ahead and add them right into a blender, or if you have a food mill, that's fine too. We're going to blend them on high speed until they are very smooth and completely pureed. Set them to the side in another container because now let's talk about some canned tomatoes. Just like I always say, homemade food from scratch tastes way better than anything else. And we are in peak season, in tomato season. You're looking at July and August and the first few weeks of September. That's when tomatoes are fantastic. But if we're out of season or you've just got a bunch of canned tomatoes lying around the house, here's what else you can do. For me, I would suggest use tomatoes from the San Marzano region of Italy. They are delicious, got a little bit more sweetness to them. I think you'll love them. So go ahead and add those to a blender. Just like the fresh tomatoes, we are just gonna puree until completely smooth. And because I don't wanna waste these, I'm gonna add it right to the pureed fresh tomatoes, and yay, more sauce for us, right? Now let's set the sauce to the side because we're now gonna finally grate up an onion and some garlic. The onion is optional. I personally feel it adds a ton of flavor. So go ahead and slice the ends off a yellow onion. Then you're going to slice it in half. Go ahead and peel off that outer shell, and then using a microplane or a very fine grater, we're simply gonna grate that half of the yellow onion. It's going to sort of turn into a almost liquid type consistency. It's gonna be very, very finely minced. This is exactly what we're looking for because we want it to liquefy and incorporate into the Pomodoro sauce. No chunks, needs to be smooth here. Go ahead and set that to the side in a bowl. Now for the garlic cloves, do the exact same thing. Finally grate them on a microplane, right into a bowl. Once everything has been finely minced up, we are going to cook. And let me just say really quick, if you don't have a microplane, I highly recommend you invest in one, especially if you're serious about cooking. Or if you've got a food processor, you can actually throw these right in there, process them until they're pureed, just like they look when they're coming off this microplane. Now back over to my cooktop. I've got an extremely large pot. We're gonna put it over the heat on low heat. Let's go ahead and add in some olive oil. Next, add in the onions, followed up with the garlic. We're gonna cook it, like I said, on low heat for about 10 minutes or until translucent and just starting to turn that light brown. This is perfect timing because we're gonna go ahead and pour in our pureed tomatoes. The sauce takes about 30 minutes to cook, but remember, the longer you cook a sauce, the more intense and delicious in flavor it will become. Just like I always say, give me an extra 15 to 30 minutes and I will absolutely blow your mind on how amazing you can make food. And it only takes a total of 1 hour. So now let's go take a look at the sauce. You can see that it is perfect consistency. It's nice and thick, not runny at all. We're gonna finish it with a little bit of sea salt, some fresh cracked black pepper, and then last but not least, we're gonna add in some fresh whole basil leaves. Like I always say, finish with fresh, start with dry. These are fresh, gonna add a huge punch of flavor to finish off this Pomodoro sauce. Our Pomodoro sauce is finished. It's absolutely amazing. Now it's up to you what you wanna do with it. You can put it in lasagna, eggplant parmesan, or even pasta, which is exactly what I'm going to do. You know I made a bunch of homemade pasta not too long ago. I've got a ton of linguine noodles left over, and if you want to make homemade pasta, check out this video because it is fantastic, and I show you from A to Z on how easy it is to make homemade pasta. So I'm going right from the freezer into a large pot of boiling salted water. We're gonna mix that around, and it's only gonna cook for about 2 minutes. Once it is finished, let's go ahead and take it out and add it right to a bowl or saucepan, totally up to you. Now take a nice big old fat scoop of that delicious Pomodoro sauce and pour it right over top of those hot noodles. We're gonna hit it with some fresh grated Parmesan cheese. Be sure to give it a good toss to completely coat those noodles in the sauce. And now to plate up, I like to wrap it around a carving fork and place it right on a big, beautiful white plate. Let all those wonderful red tomato colors shine through. We're gonna finish it up with a bit more Parmesan cheese. And then finally, some whole fresh basil leaves. This Pomodoro sauce is so incredible and so easy to make and wonderful tossed in this fresh pasta. Definitely check out my beef rajal video. It's awesome, you will love it, and I'll see you on that video.